One of the most dangerous things you can do in your life is to live life on defense. See, so many people out there are living their life in such a reactive state. And because they're living in a reactive state, life ends up happening to them rather than playing offense, rather than being proactive and actually taking action to create the life that we want. And see, I know this because I was the exact same way for the longest time. And when I actually figured out how to play life in offensive mode, how to play life in attack mode, I was able to actually materialize a pretty great life for myself. I could live a pretty cool life, got a pretty dope place, have a super cool business, and every single day I'm living life in attack mode. But it wasn't always like that, right? It wasn't always like that. For a really, really, really long time, I let life happen to me. I was a victim of the life that I was living. And so if you resonate with this message, or you're living life in attack mode right now and you want to continue to get that message drilled into your mind, then stick around, because I'm going to walk through exactly how I reframe my mindset to go from letting life happen to me to therefore actually being in attack mode, right? Because here's the thing. We can really materialize anything that we want to in this world, anything that we want to in this life, if we are being proactive, right? And one quote that I absolutely love is, you're either building your own vision or you're being a part of somebody else's, right? And now that doesn't mean that, let's say you work a job or you're a part of something, that doesn't mean that you're not still building your own vision, right? What I mean by that is, so many people, they wake up in the morning, they do the exact same thing every day, and they're never actually taking steps to create a life for themselves. What do most people do, right? Most people don't go to the gym until what? They're fat. Most people don't start working on their relationship until their partner starts expressing that they feel neglected, right? Most people don't start going to the doctor until they feel sick, right? So really, what I have discovered is not only obviously the key to growing in business and in life and getting more jacked or whatever it is that you care about, right? The key is to be proactive, is to constantly be in attack mode, right? And so this is how I've kind of formulated it in my mind, to be in attack mode every single day, right? Is number one, I always start with the big picture vision of what I want to create in my life, right? So I paid for this program. It was like $8,000, and it was some dude that I was following on the internet, and it was to teach me how to like market and sell through Instagram and YouTube better, right? And one of the things that he said inside the program was to build a vision board, and I thought it was like super woo-woo or whatever. And, this guy was making like $200,000 a month. And I was like, I want to do that. This guy obviously has something figured out that I don't know. I'm just going to do what he says, right? And so I created this vision board. And what do you know? I put this watch and that view that you can see right now on that vision board, and I materialized it. Right? How was I actually able to do that? It wasn't just because I put it on this vision board, but because I put it on the vision board, I had a very clear picture of what I wanted to create. See, most people, they don't have a clear goal. They don't have anything that they're trying to create. They just turn into a paper bag that the world just flips around in the wind. You're at the mercy of the universe because you are not on a direction. Right? And so you just get whipped around and never end up doing anything. And you're like, why does my life suck? But you don't even know what a good life looks like to you. So how can you ever create a good life for yourself if you never truly understand what you're trying to build? And so once I actually, accomplish this stuff, for a little bit there, I felt like I was the paper bag again, because I didn't have a big enough vision. I wasn't thinking far enough out. I wasn't thinking big enough. And so I kind of ran in place for a little bit and let the universe have its way with me until I thought, okay, what made me successful before? What allowed me to live life in offense before, right? And so because of that, I was able to map out, okay, this is the big picture vision that I want to create. Now, what are the things that I need to be doing on a month over month, year over year, week by week, day by day basis? What are the habits that I need to have? And then it becomes very, very clear. I can be very intentional with the things that I want to do every single day. But most people, you see, they don't have a goal. They don't live life intentionally. They're reactive to the world around them, okay? So that's number one. Have a big, grand vision of what it is that you want to create, okay? Number two, and this might even be the most important thing, right, is that I was mentioning this earlier. Most people, they don't want to, work out until they're fat, right? They don't want to go to the doctor until they feel sick. See, the reality is that we're either getting better, we're either growing, or we're contracting, we're getting worse. The concept, right, the concept that maintenance is a thing is not true. Right? You're either getting better or you're getting worse every single day. Now, at the beginning, you're going to get better at something way faster, right? You're going to see big returns on whatever it is. Like if you're going to the gym for the first time, you're going to get newbie gains, right? If you've never washed your face before, for the first week that you wash your face, your skin is going to improve dramatically, right? And so many people are attached to these outcomes. They just want the outcome right now, and they can't delay the gratification, or they can't just see the long-term vision of who they want to become. And it sounds something so trivial like washing your face, but I am a believer that how you do anything is how you do everything. And so if you're not paying attention to details in the way that you wash your face every single morning, I guarantee you're not paying attention to the details in everything else in your life. That is why you're not getting what you want, right? Because you don't understand the concept that we're either getting better or we're getting worse. We're either growing or we're contracting. Things are always in motion, right? That is how the universe works. Everything is always in motion. And so quite literally, by trying to maintain or stagnate, we are going against the fundamental principles of the universe, the fundamental laws of the universe, right? So we need to constantly be improving a little bit every single day. Now, think about if, you don't brush your teeth for a week. Your teeth are probably at pretty good risk of getting cavities, your breath's gonna smell terrible, all that different type of stuff, right? Do we wanna wait until our breath smells absolutely terrible to brush our teeth? No, we wanna get ahead of it. We want to continue to stay ahead of it. We wanna be proactive. But so many people in life, what do? They wait until something is a gigantic problem to address it, right? So we need to understand that we're either growing or contracting. There is no maintenance. And then number three is that the longer that you push something off, the longer you push problems off, the larger they're going to become, right? You see, most people, they don't want to face their problems head on. And what I've learned about the most successful people that I'm around is that they are problem-solving monsters. The most successful people that I am around are problem-solving monsters. They will run headfirst into any which problem that they have, because at the end of the day, life is just one gigantic problem-solution cycle, right? And they understand that in order to achieve the outcomes that they want to have, that there is a list of 10 problems that they need to solve. And so the sooner they can solve each of those problems, the sooner they can achieve the outcome that they want, right? But see, most people, what do? This is what separates the super successful people from the people who never actually get what they want, right? Is that most people, they look at the problem, they don't want to solve it, they don't know how to solve it, and so what do? They do nothing, they stagnate, they never make decisions, they never make any sort of real progress in their life, and then they blame the circumstances. They let life happen to them, and then they look up one day and go, wow, this life sucks. I hate it. I might as well just feel absolutely terrible for myself instead of looking in the mirror and taking ownership over their own life, right? Successful people, what do? They look a problem in the face and they address it head on right then and there before it can become a big problem, right? Think about, if any of you guys have a dirty car. It didn't just get dirty after one time, right? It didn't just get dirty or after one drive. What did you do? You left a trash bag in there. You left a McDonald's wrapper in there. I know you're eating McDonald's. You got to stop that, right? But they left a McDonald's bag in there or whatever. And then you told yourself that it was okay to put that problem off, and that started bleeding over into everywhere else in your life, right? but you left the McDonald's bag in there, and then you're like, oh, I'll deal with that problem later. And then you did it again and again and again and again. And then now you can't even put your feet down on the ground inside the car because there's so much trash in there. And now you got this big problem that's going to take you so much longer to deal with, rather than just if you made the decision every single day to deal with that problem right now, that small problem right now. If you just made that decision every single day, it's so small, but people think that we're in such a rush. I don't have time to do this thing. I don't have time to do this thing. That is a scarcity mentality. We have more than enough time to do the things that are important. It's all about how well you use your time. You just don't want to deal with the problems that are actually real in your life, and you want to keep doing the things that are comfortable because change is scary. And guess what? Of course change is scary. Our brains are designed to keep us safe, not happy. And so in order to become, happier or more fulfilled or actually accomplish the goals, we need to face these fears. We need to change. We actually need to face these problems head on and deal with them, right? That is how you can play life on offense. Is number one, get very, very, very clear on what it is that you want to materialize, on what it is that you want to create. What is the big picture vision? Think so big for yourself, way bigger than you're thinking right now. Not like if you want to start a business, not make 10K a month. No, think way bigger, 100x it. How can I be the biggest in my space, right? That's number one. Number two, understand that you're either growing or you're contracting. You're never just staying the same, okay? You're either growing or you're contracting. You're either getting better or you're getting worse. You are never maintaining, okay? Then number three, deal with problems head on. Deal with them as soon as they come up, rather than letting them pile up and then you put yourself in a reactive state. That is what causes the stress, okay? And if you do that, you can play life on offense. You can create whatever it is that you want in this world if you're proactive, if you're intentional, and if you never quit. Happy Friday, guys. Hope you enjoyed this one. Catch you in the next one. Peace.